Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. This is spiritual exercise entitled Pass It On. They aren't hearing and scary. Man, oh man, oh man. It is a powerful tool when we have been through the ups and downs. We have been through the punches, the knockdowns, the kicks, the beatings. I mean, we done been through the mud, done sank in the quicksand. I'm talking about we done been through the shackles of life. I mean, we done been through the turmoils. We done been through the beatings and the push downs and the run overs. I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. We done been through those kicks and beatings, those backstabbings, those hits in the heads, those pushovers and those push downs. We get back up and being knocked back down, got back up and being knocked back down again. Those ones that done walked on us and spit on us and kicked on us and rolled us down the hill. We done crawled back up the hill and we've been knocked back down it again. I know you done heard the thing I heard people said. We talked about it the other day. That crab mentality. Every time we almost get to the top of the bucket, two or three of them old crabs reach up there and pull us back down again. I mean to tell you, we done been through the storms of life. I mean, the old trailer done been turned over three or four times. We done been in those situations and those circumstances where life doesn't seem to press us down. I'm talking about where the weight of the world has been on our shoulders. Listen, we done been hungry. We know what it is to miss a meal. We know what it is to go and your stomach been growling because you missed breakfast. If you didn't miss it, you know you wouldn't go have it because it wasn't nothing there when you laid down. Oh yeah. You done missed lunch. No, you didn't miss it. It just went on past you because you swallowed enough of your saliva because you know it wasn't nothing going in there. And didn't even think about dinner because you kept on walking because you know you couldn't stop. If you stop, you pass out because your blood would slow down long enough and you would go right on to sleep because you hadn't had a place to lay down in days, because you know what it is to be homeless, because you didn't have nothing to go through. And for those that didn't never had an opportunity to experience missing a meal, for those that never had the opportunity to shake hands with Mr. Homeless, for those that never had that luxury of saying that I done ate a ghetto jam sandwich, two slices of bread jammed together. Let me tell you, you have experienced those long and rough nights where you was worrying about how we gonna make this bill payment, or you done worried about how is this gonna get done, or when is this gonna get paid, and it looks like it's gonna be a little tight this month. Oh my, it's done got a little tough here and a little tough there. You done been in them situations where it looks like we're gonna have to downsize. You know, it's getting kind of tough right now. Oh my. Oh, but you might have even been in those situations where the cupboard was bare, but you were too young and mama and daddy kept it from you. They wouldn't even tell you about it. It is a remarkable thing on the things that we done been through and we done survived it, that we have survived. And it wasn't that we done it. Because Lord knows we don't know how we made it, the things that we done been through. If we was to start taking a pencil and paper and begin to write down the things that we have survived, my. Mm, 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 mm. The things that we could write about. And we know it wasn't us. And we want to pass this knowledge, this powerful stuff that we have on to the next generation. We want to pass it on to them. We want to give it to them so they don't have to go our way. But we want to tell it to them. We want to tell it. We got to tell it. We need to tell it. We should tell it. It's our duty to tell it, to pass this knowledge on. See, but we sometimes look for all type of venues to tell it. We want to stand on pulpits. We want to stand on high pillars. We want to stand in front of TV mics and on cameras to tell it. See, we want to stand and point our fingers and tell it. See, we want to be able to tell it in all kind of fashion and ways to tell it. See, we want to be on that stage and tell it. And we want them to sit quietly and listen. Shut up and hear me. See, we want them with all tension looking at us while we tell it to them. You listen to me. Listen to me. See, we want to tell them. And man, we want to tell them bad. We want them to sit there for hours and listen to all this knowledge as we pour it into them. And we want to. We truly do. But if that was the case, then the question would be, why did Jesus spend 33 years? 33 years when it only took him a few hours to be upon the cross. You see now, it only took him a few hours upon the cross. But why spend 33 years? You see, the key is in order to be and do what he had to do, he had to walk in some shoes. You see, the biggest thing that we can do to tell it is to walk in some shoes. You see, the biggest voice that you can have is not when you're opening and telling it, but when you're walking in some shoes. You see, your biggest sound that you make is not when your mouth is running, but when your shoes is walking. You see, when people see you living the life, you're speaking way louder than when your mouth is running. You see, when people see what you're doing, then you're speaking volumes. When they can see your life, see how you're living, see you going through and then holding on to Christ and keep on doing the will of God, then they can see Christ in you instead of you trying to tell them and then They don't see Christ because your actions don't match your walk. So why don't you live the word and let them ask you about the word so you can be able to tell them the word? This is a spiritual exercise.